Welcome back to the Money, Mindset and Business podcast. If you have been listening here for a while, or if you are new, I would really appreciate it if you could give that subscribe button a click and rate the show on whatever platform it is that you're listening on. Thank you very much. Let's get into the episode. To the Money, Mindset and Business podcast. Today I have a special guest called Steph. And Steph, please introduce yourself.
Hi, welcome. Thank you, Lee. I am Stephanie Jane from Stephanie Home Alignments, and I'm a Feng Shui and declutter consultant, helping people align their homes and workplaces to achieve more than it was in business or life success.
Awesome. Steph and I have had a conversation already. I think we met on some networking, and we had a one-to-one, and I was very interested in what it is that she does around the mindset side of things. So, do you mind sharing with the audience what got you into doing what you do?
Yeah, basically it was a massive life change for myself. I ended up being a divorced mum of two under the age of 5, forced back financially into full-time work to be able to provide the home and everything that I lost. I wouldn't say lost with the divorce, but that comes with the divorce. And I sort of fell into Feng Shui and decluttering through that. It was through another network group. Somebody was in there doing a talk, and I went, oh, what is this? I've known about this when I was a teen. I used to do a bit of Feng Shui when I was younger. What's she on about? What's she talking about? And I sort of delving into it, and I became a client to hers after a couple of years of getting all the freebies and just being around in her network. And I started implementing what she was telling me to do as a client direct. And it was literally, I'm not kidding, it must have been a few years after my divorce that everything sort of fell into place. And I was like, okay, I'm not just a single mom now of 2 kids divorced. I'm a business owner. The kids were thriving. I had felt this home was mine rather than the energy of my ex and going, oh, we bought this with my ex. This was my home. This was the children's home. And it just sort of evolved from there. I had that bit of interest, putting everything into place, started severely working on my mindset and going, actually, I can go and achieve what I need to achieve. I don't need to attach myself to a divorced mum category or that. I started in 2012 as a practitioner, well, as a client to my practitioner. And then it was right in lockdown that I just kept bugging her going, I want to know what you're doing. I've put it on my home for the last 5-6 years. Everything's fallen into place. Everything's dramatically changing in my life. Teach me. And basically that was it. There was myself and a few others in the same class that would just kept bugging her. She went, all right, okay, I'll shut yous up. I'll certify yous. And that was it, sort of thing. Lockdown happened, certified in that, was homeschooling 4 children, which obviously at the start of my Feng Shui journey, I didn't have 4 children. I had 2 of my own. And literally everything just sort of really falling into place then. And I thought it was like the final puzzle piece to the self-development that I was doing. And I thought, wow, this is powerful. This is amazing. This works. And I started sharing it with friends, networking. I was in another business of my own. They were mentioning problems they were having. I went, oh, try this tip. Oh, do this. And all them little Feng Shui and mindset tips that started coming up, I started sharing it with them. And they were like, no, Steph, you're going somewhere with this. Literally, lockdown came. Closed my other business because obviously I was a childcare provider. My families didn't need to come back to me when lockdown lifted. And I thought, okay, what am I doing now? I'm back this 10-year cycle, back unemployed, no business, what's happening? And that's when a friend just went, you've been telling us about it for the last 4 years. You've trained in it. Take it and share it with the world further.
That's so exciting. And I love how everything just evolves naturally with it all.
Yeah.
I think one of the greatest things I speak when I speak to women about how their businesses came about, and it's always something that they've struggled with themselves first.
Yeah.
And they're like, God, this has changed my life. I need to share this with other people. And that is the story that I always hear, and it's always so inspiring to kind of hear, yeah, I've made this now my livelihood.
Yeah, I think it's more powerful as well. It gives more of a reach and more of a personal step to people, because if I was to be just practiced in it and just specialise in the declutter and the Feng Shui and go, oh yeah, well, this is what I was taught by the teacher or taught by these gurus, but hadn't put my own life experiences into it and hadn't understand the place I was when I started it, it gives that more relatability to clients and potential clients that go, oh, that, yeah, I was like Steph, or I'm like that now. And I can relate that as well. And a lot of my clients, when I do the feng shui work, I ask them to put the remedies in, and they look at me as if they go, what, Steph, are you mad? You're asking me to put a lump of metal in here? Like, and I go, look, honestly, believe me, I was exactly the same. When I first started this, I didn't believe this lump of metal could do anything for me. But as the years have gone on, it's that makes it that relatability, and it builds that trust that actually you've gone through the journey exactly what your potential clients going through.
Yeah. So if somebody's who's listening to this today is going, I don't even know whether I need this feng shui stuff. Because a lot, you know what people are
Yeah.
like. They're like, I've heard of it. I don't really know what it means. Don't really know what it is. Explain it in a way that somebody who's just heard the phrase before, explain what it is and how it works.
Basically, feng shui is enhancing our environment to balance the environment and our dreams and wishes. So it's using the power of ourselves as well as the environment to get what it is that we want. So it's going to unlock the potential. It's going to help you, give you a different view and a different eye set into your working environment or your home to go, oh, well, that's why that's happening. Or that's why this might be stuck. Or that's why, oh, that's why they have good luck but I don't, sort of thing. And it's that energy, and there is a whole, I say the Google Feng Shui way, which is you can Google Feng Shui and you could learn it. You could learn it different schools online, but I think the true potential is actually working with somebody who's been through it, who understands it a bit more, and can actually put coming away from the Google and the standardization into the personalization and go, actually, this is what's happening and this is why it could be happening, because I could just look at some photos of somebody's room and go, oh, that's interesting. You're a bit stuck in your career, but then I will map the home. And quite often the clutter in the home is right over the career section of the home. Or like myself, my bathroom is right over my money section of the home. And when you've got kids, the toilet seats are always left open, but it's like the old-fashioned tale of don't flush your money down the drain. But it comes into the feng shui as well. We are literally flushing money down the drain. So I'm like, oh, the bathroom's over there. Make sure the lids are down. Make sure the energy stays in the room rather than, like you say, just washing it out. And it is, I think you've got to be inquisitive to look into it and go, actually, what can, I say it's a bit of magic, but it's a little bit like acupuncture for the home as well. So it's really connecting the home's energy with what you want and allowing the home to support you to go where it is that you want to be going.
Sounds so interesting. Makes me want you to come into my house.
I love, to be honest, I sit on Rightmove most days going, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I wonder how much that house would sell for if I just did this to it. And I have an absolute passion for homes. I'm always watching renovation programs, Rightmove, what's it, Homes Under the Hammer. I'm constantly, any chance somebody's got to go have a nosy in the home, I'm like, yeah, I'm there. Let me just have a little look. But I love it because it's amazing the connections I can see and can make with somebody that's either struggling or even just on the clutter side of it, going, well, I can't find the kid's uniform. And I can just give a different eyes to go, well, have you thought about doing it this way? Why don't we just put one set of uniform on one hanger? And then, every Monday morning it's there, it's ready, you haven't got that stress sort of thing. So yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm a bit of I don't want to say a home geek, but yeah, anything to do with renovations, homes, Stacey Solomon, all that stuff. I'm straight on there watching it episode to episode, going, oh, interesting. And it is fascinating how you can make the connections.
Awesome. So if somebody listening it was like, oh, maybe this is something I need. What is the usual kind of complaints that you get when people are thinking, right, I've done this, and something's still not working.
Yeah,
Let me sort out these energies in my home. What are the usual things that they come to you with?
usual things is disorganized, stressed, cluttered, or not necessarily feeling cluttered, but feeling mind cluttered. Sometimes when you just feel as if you're constantly busy, but you're physically not doing stuff and not getting that production. It's things like that, because that's the sort of area that if you've got that awareness of something is not quite right, there's something deeper that needs to be done. And whether it is environmental, whether it is the mindset side of it, a lot of people, when they start working on the mindset, they start seeing things change and they start having a different outlook on things, and they go, okay, this might work. This, what Steph says, might have something to do with it, because it is powerful that way. Just anybody that's just feeling and like them rainy days when we've had a gorgeous weather week, isn't it? And then you have that rainy day and just, it doesn't feel right. That's energy. And that's when you have that a bit of awareness. And that's when you go, actually, I need to look at this. And is it internally in me, or is it the environment that's giving that icky feeling?
I love it. I love it. So the first thing that you did in your house, what was it? What was the issue, and how did you solve it with your decluttering Feng Shui knowledge?
My first issue was basically just not feeling right. Everything else was, everything went off from the divorce. Does that make sense? I didn't expect the divorce. Every issue that came up after the divorce, I was like, this isn't right. Why is, I've not known to have bad luck, but all of a sudden there was this period of sheer bad luck, and then my mum was like, oh yeah, you're just like us, just the family name, it's just what happens to us. And I was like, no, this isn't going to happen to me. I want to make a change. I need to support these kids. I'm not doing this. And I was forced back into a full-time job there. I was actually working in the nursery that my children were in, but I was looking after my own children in the nursery, taking my oldest to school, paying my employer to then pay me for me to then pay her back. And I was just like, am I crazy? Like, something, this isn't right. Do you know what I mean? Do you know when you just sort of get that? And that's when I went into it and I went, right, okay. And it was a couple of friends said to me, well, have you still got your ex's stuff there? I went, yeah, because you won't pick it up. And my parents live 200 odd miles away, and he came down one day, got the car, filled all my ex's stuff in the house, from the house, filled it up, dropped it at his, and he went, there you go. And that straight away to me just lifted that bit of pressure and that bit of energy. And it was literally just from then that I started noticing the things around me, going, actually, is this supporting me where I want to go, or is this holding me back where I was? After I did that sort of declutter and really look at what was around me and what was supporting me or not supporting me, or sitting there going, why did you buy that dress? What did you feel wearing that, and things? That's when I then delved into Feng Shui, such as looking at the money area. So I identified where the money area was in my home, put free tips that I can get online off Google and whatever, started implementing them. And that's when I started seeing the changes. Go, oh, the money is staying in here now. And I noticed that bit of confidence in myself to go, okay, I don't want to be working at this nursery anymore. I don't want to be doing this. I'm seeking something else. And it was literally, I was in court with my ex for over access. I walked out of court that day. He got granted what he wanted. My barrister, my family, and everyone was sitting there gone gobsmacked. And I was like, yeah, just your luck. And I went, no, it's not. Literally walked into nursery that day that was employed at my children, and I went, here's my notice, I'm off at the end of the month. I went, no, you're not. No, you're not. And I was like, yeah, I am. And my mum was like standing at the door going, what are you doing? Are you crazy? This is like a full-time job. You've got to provide for these children and whatever. And it was just something in me just went, I can do better, and I'm seeking for more. And that was it, a sort of pivotal point that I just went, if I can do things in my home that are making me feel better, I can now take that big step to go, I can do better for me and for my children. And it was just the decluttering, the shifting out of my ex's things, the things that didn't help me, and literally finding my money area in the house and go, right, this is what I want. I put in money checks, I put in remedies, crystals, everything I can think of. That it's like the woo way of manifesting money. I did it. Lo and behold, the next day my boss rang me, said, don't come into work, you're too much of a threat. We know you're going to open a childcare business. Can you just leave yesterday? And I went, yeah, okay, that's fine. See you later. Bye. And that was it. And it was just sort of that shift of energy to go, I can do this and I can strive better. And I think having the home to support me really helped that, because I could look around and go, yes, this is mine, this is me, and this is what I'm doing it for.
Awesome. And I'm pretty sure, like me, everybody's listening going, so how do you find your money area in your home?
Yeah. Don't
explain.
Don't do the Google way, is what I say. Do the classical Feng Shui method, and it's finding the southeast section of your home. So get yourself a compass, stand out by your front door, and literally find your northeast, south, and southwest, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're looking for your southeast direction of the home, and it will be a big chunk of the home. So it's not, you will see online, there'll be, oh, it's the southeast corner of your home, or it's the far left corner. I don't work that way. It can work that way. I don't work that way because I'm trained a different way. But it's finding that southeast section of the home. It could be a whole room. It could be, mine's lucky, like on my second floor is my whole bathroom, so I know that's the whole bathroom. But downstairs is part of the living room. And find the area and just sit there and look at it and go, okay, what's in here? Does it make me feel rich? Does it make me feel abundant? Do I feel luxurious in this area? If it doesn't, that's why you can start making some changes to go, actually, I want to feel rich and abundant. And that's where it is. There's a southeast area of every room as well. So if you didn't want to go to big scale, just sit and look in your living room or your favourite room and go, right, okay, I'm facing south, so southeast should be here. What's supporting me? And look into that. But yeah, it's finding the southeast area of your home, and you can unlock so much potential just by looking at that.
Interesting. I might have to do that after we finish recording this. I'm trying to think where my because I'm sure the sun rises over this side and it sets over that side, but I don't know which way is north.
My north is to my backside, the backside, not obviously the backside, but to the back. So it sets in the east or something, doesn't it? Rises in the west. I can never remember the quote as it is.
I think
But
the
yeah,
sun rises in. I think it rises in the east
and it sets in the
sets in the
west.
west.
So you might be potentially, like you say, if you're looking without looking at a compass the compass, you are possibly looking at sort of like identify yourself, which would be between the other side, and then it's that sort of third section in between.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe that way is south and that way is north. Southeast, basically this office.
Possibly, yeah. But yeah, find a compass. Most phones come with a compass download as well.
Yeah.
And you can do that. And if you don't want to go to the extreme of finding the whole area of the home, just find it in one room and then look at it that way, because there's multi-levels of it that we can attack it with.
How exciting. So what, beyond money, finding the money area of your home, what other areas of your home can people find?
Yeah.
If that's even the right question to ask.
Yeah, basically, we all have an imprint of energy, which is called the Bagua map, which is imprinted on every home and every building. And that relates to 9 areas of life. So it's very similar to the Wheel of Life. If anybody's heard of that and worked with the Wheel of Life, it's very, very similar. So in the center area is all to do with our inner being and our personal health. So yours, Leah, will be your direct health in that center area. We have the south area, which is all related to our fame and reputation. So how we want to be seen in the world, how famous you want to be within your area of business. I mean, again, working homes and business that interlink with each other. So if we're working on a business alone, that will be slightly adapted, but they still have the same impacts over. Our southwest is all to do with our relationships, love and marriage. So if you're looking for a new partner, finding your southwest is an ideal place to there, as well as instilling ideas for relationships of business partners and connections with
How about
clients.
current relationships? So say like I'm married. So southwest, if I went there and it didn't feel right for my marriage, would that be something that you could kind of shift to make a marriage, I'm not going to say better, but shift
Enhance.
energies in a marriage, yeah?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
not
definitely, sort of thing. Because every area, even if you are married, even if you are exactly where you want to be, every area can be enhanced with further connections, if that makes sense. So
yeah.
if you weren't single, but you just want to enhance the relationship, we can do that in there by putting things of pairs, or again looking at the separate level, looking at back at in the bedrooms. Do we have pairing of things in the bedrooms? Do we have 2 bedside tables, 2 lamps, and things like that? So every level, even if you are not looking for love, you're not looking for that fame and reputation, can still be enhanced with fame within yourself, self-care relationship as well, that can be instilled into there, the self-love side. So yeah, there is always a different way. The West is related to our creativity and children. So if you have children and they have poor health, or you just want to enhance their education or themselves, the west area is great to look into that. I did it a few years ago, right in lockdown. I enhanced my west area because my son, we'd applied for a private school place for him. It's funding that came out every sporadically. Now, my daughter's always wanted to go to this school. I'm not kidding. Every time we used to walk past, she goes, I'm going to be going to that school one day. And I was like, yeah, okay, kid, it's a private school. You've got no chance. Does that make sense? That mindset.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I enhanced this area. The application came out through his first school. I applied for it going, yeah, right, let's just say. And literally my daughter went, no, Mom, go into that area, go into US and get your affirmations in and get things. And lo and behold, I just wrote a statement of going, oh, Ryan's offered a place at St. Dominic's and we approve of it. And it's fully funded for his whole of his education. 5 weeks later, I get the phone call. I was literally gobsmacked on the phone, and I was just like, the receptionist's like, "Are you there? Is somebody? Are you there, Steph?" I was like, "Yeah, sort of thing." So there is ways. It doesn't have to be the negative side of life that we're looking at. We can impact it again, just to enhance things. If anyone's looking to travel and get more of the world, or get more clients into them, or helpful people, there's the northwest area. We have the north, which is all related to our career and life path. So again, that's sort of like where you want to go with your life. If it's mad bucket lists that you want to achieve, you can instill them into there, as well as our career. Knowledge and skills is all in the northeast. Again, we can enhance other family members into these areas as well. My daughter's just doing her GCSEs. She's sitting one a year early, so we've sort of instilled into there that area supporting her studies and her knowledge. Everything related to family. So again, it's not just our direct descendant family, but it's our extended family, and their health is all in the east. And as I said earlier, the southeast is all related to our abundance and prosperity. But it's not necessarily just the financial abundance. It's any sort of abundance that feels rich and abundant to you, whether it's lifestyle, whether it's children, whether it's the financial side, it's all there. So there's 9 areas that we work with, and all instilled in the home, which is, I think, is amazing. When I've done the wheel of life in my life and going, oh yeah, okay, I want this, I want that, and it wasn't until I really delved into Feng Shui, oh, this is in the house as well. This is getting interesting. I can
Yeah,
double whammy everything.
that's really good. It's really good. And I agree with you on the abundance side of things, because I personally don't see abundance as a money thing.
Yeah,
It's more of a love, a happiness, a joy, a peace kind of thing.
yeah,
That's how I'm abundant in life, is I'm abundant on with the love of my family, with the love of my children. So that's, I think there's a massive kind of area there that people are going, oh, I need abundance of wealth to
yeah,
be happy. Which is something that I've been talking about in my membership this month. I mean, this isn't coming out yet, but it's May at the moment. I'm talking money motivation
yeah,
in my academy, and it's all about understanding the why and the real reason why you want abundance. Because it's not, you don't want an abundance of money, really.
yeah. And it's as well as thinking what that, even if you do want an abundance of money, what is that money going to give you as well? What's the
Well,
life
that's
experience
what it
it's
is,
going to give
yeah.
you? What's them other opportunities that I sit there every week and I thank lucky that my son's got this place, because I've got friends who've got them in school and I go, you're paying how much? Oh my God, you're paying that much? I'm sitting there going, oh, I'll get it for free. I do. Do you know what I mean? That's sort of like quirkiness, but I sit there and I thank it every time that I get a letter through or something like that. I'm like, oh, it's lovely that even though I don't pay for this, the richness that's come from something is bifold bigger than something else. I've just got an allotment and I look at it going, oh, that much for the seeds? Okay, yep. And I go, actually, no, that's not much for the seeds, considering I could get 15, 20 pumpkins off it. That'll do
Yeah.
Halloween for the kids and baking and whatever. So like you say, it is changing that mindset to abundance and what abundance means to you, because it's completely different to everybody. And I do think we need to get off the stigma or the financial attachment of abundance when we do look at abundance.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm with you on that one, totally. So let me think of another question for you. Of the clients that you've worked with so far, What would you say is the biggest impact that you've seen, that you've created in somebody else's life?
Oh, I would like to say some of them have had quite a good financial hit, but I think it's been more of the motivation and the change in themselves that I've seen. I'm working with a client from a network that I'm in. I'm working with her. She knew about Feng Shui before she met me. And strange enough, she went to work with my practitioner. She's now working with me. And it's not until we had another meeting when everyone's like, "Oh my God, Claire, what has happened to you? You just seem happier. You seem freer. You seem at ease." And she just went, "Oh, that was Steph." I went, "That wasn't me. I was just a facilitator. You're the ones who's took the steps to do the actions that I'm asking you to do, and I just hold you accountable. You're the ones that's making the changes." So I don't think I could potentially put a thing to what I love. I just love seeing my clients from the start to even halfway through the journey, and you can see that change in them. They look happier, healthier, and I'm like, forget whatever else is brought in. You've just come into your own person. And that to me is brilliant, because I know they've stepped into their own dreams and they can start to go and achieve and do what they want to do. And all I've done is facilitated the energy of the home to allow them to support that. But technically, they're doing all the hard work. They're doing the mindset work.
Yeah,
They're doing the journaling that I advise. They're doing the decluttering that I advise, and it's giving them the awareness. And it's great as well that I'm working with a friend. I give loads away for free, sort of thing. Like I just say to friends, "Oh, can I just do this?" Or I've got a friend who's got a garage, and she took her business into the garage and was struggling. And I was like, "Why are we struggling? Why are you struggling?" She's like, "Well, I just can't get anywhere. I don't see where I'm going and whatever." And I literally just went in one day. She was in a meeting at the school. I went into a garage, sorted it all out. And it wasn't just her that felt freer then. She's had the family come around and go, "What's happened to this house? It just feels amazing. It feels lighter. It feels this." Now that's the power of the work. And it's them feelings and that confidence in my clients that can go out to get what they want and just go for it. And actually, I don't want to say wing it with me, but do you know what I mean? Move with me to go and have that trust in me that I'm going to facilitate the space and they can go and get what they want. And I just love that when I see clients bloom and might not be no longer a client to me, but I go, I started you on that journey. Thank you very much. See you later. Go and spread your
yeah.
wings.
I completely agree with you there. I think with anything that you do around energetics,
Mm-hmm.
it's not always about the materialistic results.
Yeah.
It's a lot about the person and how they grow into who they are.
Yeah.
And that for me, with the work that I do, because with NLP and timeline therapy, it's all about energetics.
Yeah.
A lot of the work I do is on energetics, and a lot of all the work that you do is on energetics. It's getting you energetically wired properly. And it's sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes trying to explain to people how the shift has made me feel when in the work that I've done on myself, and you with your Feng Shui, and how it's made you feel. It's hard to put into words in a way,
Yeah.
because there's no kind of solid, concrete, touch
Proof.
wood evidence that what you've done has changed somebody's life, but it definitely has.
Yeah.
And yes, there are down the line, like you've said already, those financial gains that are happening in people's lives, but it could be things like, say, if you do work on a relationship getting stronger, or a new love interest coming into your life, or a new career path making an appearance. And it's all these things that appear that you don't even think about, to be
Yeah.
honest.
And it's given them the awareness to see that they can see it as well.
Yeah.
It's like when you do, is it the yellow car theory? That's the best way I can explain Feng Shui in some ways. Is if somebody says to you, "Go find a yellow car," you go, "Yeah, I'm never going to see a yellow car. Yellow cars aren't that popular." And then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, yellow car, yellow car, yellow car." But because you bring that awareness to them,
Mm.
they can catch themselves at the point of seeing where they want to be going, as well as it has twofold. They can see where they're going, go, "Oh yeah, I wanted that. Okay, that's coming." But then it can also trigger them to go, "Oh, I was looking for a relationship. I'm looking for my soulmate. They're coming." They get a bit glazed eyes because this person's coming into life. Literally, this is a client this week. She'd said to me, "Oh, I've got a love interest. He's definitely there." And I was like, "Oh, this is amazing," because not long ago there was no inkling of a love interest and whatever. And then she voice recorded me later on going, "Oh yeah, he's there. He's exactly what I want. He loves camping. He loves this, but X, Y, and Z happened." And I went, "Whoa, stop there. That's a trigger point to me because that shouldn't really be happening in a relationship." But she got glazed eyes going, "Oh, there's an interest there." But she had that awareness, but at the same time went, "Remember your main goal. Your main goal is to have X, Y, and Z in this sort of person. He's not quite got that side of it." I'm not saying I'm a relationship coach. I'm not telling her to or not jump for it. But it's then just getting them back onto that realization of make sure you're seeing everything that you want to see and not getting blindsided in just the one side of it, that all of a sudden something else happens and somebody else on the outside sees it, but you're just like, hang on a minute. But get wrapped into that. So it brings them that awareness to go, "Oh, this is what I'm doing." And a friend the other day, I said something, she was in a networking group, and I was like, "I really need to work with you. I can see what's going on in her life. I've known her for over 10 years. I can see what's happening. I've looked at her home and I'm like, just let me work with you. Just let me." And it wasn't until the other day she mentioned something. I went, "Yeah, I know." She's like, "What?" I went, "I could have told you that was going to happen." I said, "I'm not a mind reader. I'm not a fortune teller, but little things that you've done in your journey, you're going back to the old patterns." And she was blindsided to not seeing where she was going. I was like, "I could have told you that was going to happen if you just listened to me." But it's giving that awareness. And it wasn't until I mentioned something to her, she went, "Oh, yeah, I see now." And she's like, "What's my own fault for being an honest person?" I went, "No, there's nothing wrong with you being an honest person, but you've triggered something in somebody else to not like that reaction of you being honest." And I
Yeah.
love how it just brings that awareness to people and that they can start making the change and go, "Oh yeah, that's not right." Or when it comes to the decluttering, they start seeing it pile up again and they go, "Oh, hang on a minute, what was Steph saying about this? Let's go back to them old habits and rebuild them."
Yeah, I think with a lot of people, when it comes to releasing those trapped energetics within them, they have to be ready for it,
Yeah,
and it's probably the point that she wasn't ready. She
yeah,
wasn't ready to face up to the reality, which is perfect, because you're ready when you're ready, and if you're never
yeah,
ready, that's perfect as well, because it's your life and you're in control of whether you go down a route of making your energetics flow or just leaving it as you are because you're happy.
yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah,
that's anybody's choice to make, and it's not for you or I to say to somebody, "Well, you need to do this,"
yeah.
because you don't need to do anything.
Exactly, that's it. And they have to want to do it and they have to want to have that change in their life to then, like I did it myself when I first started with my consultant. I didn't put all my remedies in for a good 2 years because I had that fear of going, "I actually can get what I want then." I was like, "Oh, I'll just stay where I am, quite happy where I am now." And it wasn't until another trigger point I went, "No, I'm not happy now. Let's change," because you've got to want to make that change, haven't you? And you've got to, once you know you want to make that change and make that decision, that's when everything else can fall into place.
Oh yeah, totally. I think I had a conversation the other day with somebody about how with any investment that you take, be it in life, in business, or whatever, there's generally threefold that needs to be to give that 100% commitment, and it's time, energy, and money.
Yeah,
It's so easy to give money away. So easy. That's the
yeah,
easy part of making an investment. It's the time and the energy that takes up all of your energy and your commitment,
hmm,
and that falls for everything.
yeah, definitely.
Um, so yeah, it's that whole you'll do it when you're ready to do it.
Yeah. And if not, the universe will sit there banging on the door, sending you the same message. You go, "Why haven't you done it yet? Why haven't you done
Well,
it? You
yeah,
know it was right there. Why haven't you done it?"
yeah. I think when you gain that initial awareness, you kind of like brush it off a little bit and go, "Oh no, no," and then it
Yeah,
comes back again, and you're like, "All right, okay." And then you brush it off again, and then it comes back again. You're like, "Why does this keep popping up?"
yeah. You sort of question it, don't you? You sort of question,
Why
go, what you
it's
what are you
these
trying to tell
same
me?
feelings that happen in it's not always the same scenario either. It's always it's something different, but it's
Yeah,
the same feelings that keep popping up. And you're like, maybe I should do no, I won't. No, then
no,
it comes again and you're like, for God's sake.
yeah. I do that.
Right.
Like, I see a lot of angel numbers at the minute, and I'm sitting there going, "All right, okay," and I'll research into what they are. And all right, okay. I think nothing of it. Lo and behold, 2 or 3 days later, there'll be a similar number come up. I'll read into it again. Yeah, okay, later. And then all of a sudden, I was like, right, okay, stop sending me the messages. Give me the clear picture, please. Just tell me straight. Stop trying to. But like you say, you get all these different messages and that, don't you? And that inkling and that gut feeling to do something. But like you say, the brain overthinks it and goes, nah, forget it. Wait till later until it really starts knocking into it. And that's what I find a lot of people when it comes to the decluttering side as well. It tends to be a life-changing event where they will
Mm,
step into it. I did it myself with the Feng Shui. I thought my life was perfect with my ex. Everything was growing great. Everything was absolutely exceptional. And all of a sudden, one day, I was having CBT for my own anxiety. I got given a question, stupidly. I wrote it out to him. And then all of a sudden, he's like, no, I don't love you. And I went, whoa, what? That wasn't even, that was something for me to work on myself and my own inner love. But it's not until that life changing event comes that somebody will go,
yeah,
oh, right, I'm going to make that change now. It's like heart attacks and whatever when somebody's always going, you need to watch your weight in case of this, that, and
yeah,
the other. And all of a sudden it's there. You go, oh, right, now I need to make the change. But we have that. It's like, say, it's that final push over the edge, isn't it? That final thing that the world just goes, right, they're going to make a change now because I can't give you the messages anymore. But you've got, like you say, you've got to be wanting to make that change, and you've got to be wanting that drive within you to seek more, to then, like you say, put the money, the time, and the energy into it to change where it is that you're going.
yeah. I mean, you saying that for the last 2 weeks, I've been I do like card pulls a couple of times a week, and I've been getting card pulls around obstacles, and I'm like, but
Yeah.
that's like
Just
I'm
give me
not
the
quite.
clear. Just give me the clear message. Which obstacle?
Yeah,
Which path? And what one do I need to shift? Yeah,
even I just
yeah.
get
See
it out of my
what's
head.
coming up somewhere. Could be dead simple as well, couldn't it? It could be the car or something. Do you mean something that's really right in front of us that we use every day? And then other times, sometimes it is that deeper dig that we need to go right. Okay, what obstacle is it that's coming up, or what thoughts are coming around it? And you
Or
can't
am
get.
I?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that it could be the opposite way. You could be creating, you could be trying to get somewhere, and then go, actually, no, I'll do this. Or it's that self doubt mindset, isn't it? Sort of thing where you're trying to get somewhere there, and then or other people or the obstacles coming into your head with different ideas and views that you start questioning yourself, going, oh, I thought I was all set on that decision. Now they've said that to me, and I'm exactly the same. We're thinking about moving, and a couple of my friends are really getting into my head, and my parents and whatever. I'm like, just stay out. I didn't ask your opinion. This is my life. Stay out of it. But at the same time, it then sits in the back of my head going, well, maybe she's right. Maybe it's, yeah. And then my husband was like, oh, well, this has happened. I went, oh, great. Well, that's another hurdle. And because of that mindset, and whatever, you get to there and you go, there's another hurdle. There's another hurdle. But like you say, it depends on you. Do you want to go over that hurdle and see what happens on the other side, or we just retreat and hide behind it and go, okay, I've seen it. I'll just stay where I am. We'll carry on.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it is fascinating when you get them the hidden messages, and you're just like, just tell me straight. Come on, universe, just put it in black and white. Tell me exactly what
yeah.
hurdle, what
I
date,
would
what
like an
time.
email, please.
Yeah. Wouldn't that just be amazing, wouldn't it? The universe just drops you an email, go, just to make you aware of, just so you know, did you catch that memo? I've been sending it to
Yeah,
you, you didn't quite get the message. Here it is, clear as day. Yeah. It's all part of the journey, that's what I say. All part of the journey, all part of the experience. And if we don't grow from it, then what's the experience been? Yeah, well, basically, I have the bigger package, which is the Feng Shui and the decluttering, and that is email based and virtual, unless you are within 30 miles of myself in Staffordshire. So I do offer that personal service if you're very local to me, and I can help you source resources, put things in. Or a couple of my local clients use it every year to go, Steph, am I in the right places this year? Can you come down and just check I have got the Guaz area, sort of thing. So a lot of my work on the Feng Shui side is done online, because we have so much great technology now that I don't need to worry about it. A client sent me some compass readings the other week, and she's like, "Oh, I'm south-facing." I went, "No, you're not." She went, "How do you know I'm not? You're not here." And I went, "Joys of Google Maps and virtual compasses." Sort of thing. So there is that amazing technology out there that I can work. I've got a client in Ireland and in Spain as well, and she's like, "I just find it amazing that you can do this." But all of my work is done, especially within the Feng Shui package, is done one-to-one. So there's no group settings, there's no group coaching and whatever. It's all one-to-one, individual, myself to you. So if anything comes up, you've got my support there, rather than being in a group setting of, "Oh, shall I bring this up?" Or that looks a bit dodgy if I mention to Steph about the decluttering way because everybody else is on the call and whatever. So it's all done one-to-one, and it's all done with monthly one-to-one accountability calls. So you'll get your report, you'll have an in-depth questionnaire you'll fill in at the start where I find out all the goosey information about your life and what's going right, what's going wrong, what you want to achieve for it. Quite often when people tell me that, I look at their stars and I go, "Yep, I knew that was going to happen," or that this is there, or that sort of energy seems to be in the home. And then, like I say, you get a monthly one-to-one call with me every month. And then it works sort of like this February to February. So that's our Chinese New Year energy. So the energy will always change every February. Then after then you can renew with me, and that's a much lower value because you've had all of the information, the support, and then you get like 1 to 2 meetings as and when's per your needs. A lot of my clients have been with me since I was training, and they're like, "Yeah, I've got my report, thanks, Steph. I know what I'm doing." And I don't really hear from them until the next February to go, "Got any new reports coming out?" sort of thing. "Do you want one?" And I do offer a decluttering package again that's local to myself because I love working hands-on with my clients on the decluttering side, that they can see and feel the changes, as well as me just over a camera going, "Well, have you thought about this and that?" I'd sit there going, "Let me through the screen, just let me do this for you," sort of things. So I love that side of it. I love getting physical with the declutter clients, as well as I have quite low end market as well. So I've got, if you're looking to declutter yourself but don't know where to start, I've got declutter workbooks that are very small sort of thing, in their way that I can still reach people who want my help, but they're out of my area. I do tend to as well, if you're looking, live in the Northeast, because I've got family up there, I do tend to go up there around about when a client might need me as well, or they might mention something. I go, "Oh, actually I can plan a holiday up there in that time so I can come and see you," sort of thing. So I've got that versatility to be online. I am tempting to try and run some virtual declutter sessions, but at the same time, I think I just want to jump through the screen and just go, "Just let me do it for you," or "Let me do it with you," sort of thing. So they haven't quite fruited just yet, but you never know what holds in the future, sort of thing. But yeah, I love just working one-to-one with the clients because I think that's when, similar to yourself, you get the real juicy changes for them as well, sort of thing, so that they can see. And quite often when it comes to the feng shui side, once people put in their remedies, I do like a one-to-one call, and we can go into vision boarding and affirmations, goal setting, and how to instill them into the areas, as well as when we put the remedies in, there is a wealth of information I send you with that as well, but you might oversight some things. So like for yourself, I might be going, "Oh, you need some metal in that area," but you might miss some of the elements that, or the colours that will counteract that. You're like, "Well, I've put the remedies in." I've done that to myself. I've put the remedies in, thought everything's fine. I thought, "Well, something's not off here, a bit off here. Things weren't quite right." And asked a fellow practitioner who qualified with me, going, "Can you do a home visit for me?" And she's like, "Well, I'm not doing a home visit, Steph. I'm in London. Do you know what I mean? You're Birmingham way. There's no chance of coming up there." But she did it online with me, and she went, "Have you noticed that?" I went, "Oh, no, I didn't notice that." And do you mean that extra eyes just give you that extra vision to go, "Oh yeah, that is going to counteract with this," or "There's things that we can't change." They'll go, "Well, add in some more of X, Y, and Z that we're asking you to do," sort of thing. So I love that side. It gets me hands on, but not quite. And I think as well, when it comes to the Feng Shui side, if I was to do it for everybody, it would be my energy going into it. And I don't want to
agree there, yeah.
overstep that. Go, "Oh yeah, I love doing this." Yes, the vibration is going to be there, but it might be my dreams and aspirations coming out and sort of thing. So when people really get in touch with their home and look at their home, working with on the bigger package, it's really getting them to step into the home and go, "Okay, this room is or isn't supporting me. What do I need to change?" But like I say, I'm there along the way the whole time. Yep. Anybody
Time,
that's willing to make changes
time
in their life.
differences.
Yeah, just basically anybody that's open to try it and to make the changes in their life, because I have found when I was training, I had loads of case studies. A few of them have come back now going, oh shit, Steph, we should have done something when you told us back then, sort of thing. But I do find those who are ready to make the change will be the ones that go, can I have another call? Can we do this? Whereas some other ones who are not quite ready to change, I'm chasing them and going, do you want your monthly call or not? I'm still here. You're paying for a service. What are you doing, sort of thing? And like I say, the joy of technology, I can help anybody and everyone. This might sound a bit controversial, but I am open to females. I'm open to everyone, but I do find more of the females, and those are in a bit of life transition. So similar to myself, after a divorce, life change, the kids going into full-time school after being full-time at home, or even flying the nest, I find they seem to be attracted to me, and I'm attracted to them because they're the ones that are ready to go, oh, what more do I want in my life? Does that make sense? Where especially that
Yeah,
sort of parent stage of being the full-time mum all the time, and all of a sudden they're in full-time school, and you're like, oh, well, I can go back into a career now, or I can, what am I going to do all day, every day, sit and watch daytime telly and sort of thing. So yeah, I don't want that to sound, I mean, we're always told in business isn't to niche down and whatever. But they're basically just those who are ready to change and to try something different and are going to put in the work, because I could give you the blueprint to your home. I could sit there every month and go, right, this is what we're going to do. But if you're not willing to do the work, and like you say, within your work as well, get deeper to it, there's no point really putting it in. We're wasting both people's
yeah.
energy.
It's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's my opinion anyway.
Definitely, yeah, I found that as well. Like I say, when I was training, we had to have case studies. I think I ended up with 20 odd case studies. Like, oh, this is ace, 20 people want my work. And only about a handful of that, if that, actually went and did the work. And I'm sitting there going, you've had this wealth of abundance right in front of you. You've told me where you are and where you want to be, but yet you've not put in the time. And they're not my sort of ideal clients. They, like I say, those who are ready to make the change and put in the time and the effort. And it works twofold. They get more from me, they give me more. I'm an overgiver, if that makes sense. I always help
Yeah,
people for free every day. If they're going to go, yes, I'm going to put in the work. If they go, oh yeah, just help me and send me it, and then give me tumbleweed, I'll go, I'm going, what's the vibe? Do you know what I mean? You
yeah,
want the change in your life, you've got to be ready to change it. I know myself, it took me a couple of years to embrace it, to really, really embrace it, but I still used to turn up to my coaches' group sessions, but I was hide away at the back corner going, I'll just watch what everybody else is doing and see what's happening. And then you start getting that interest. I was like, all right, okay, I need to change. So you need to step into it. But yeah, anybody
yeah.
that's willing, trying something different, trying to get out there, that wants to make the change, that's who I'm after. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Because
I
it's
mean,
about the skills that we've got, and
yeah,
they're ready to change. And if you're not going to change, then why, like say, why accept the money? Why put in our time and effort when we can see that they're ready to change? We know what we can give to them, but if they're not going to take it, then you might as well, okay, hands up. I can't do it for you. Does
yeah,
that make sense? You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink it, sort of thing. And
yeah,
I'll have the same thing with my daughter. She's sat with GCSEs early this year. And then the rest of the next year, and I'm like, your revision. She's like, yeah, in a minute. I'm like, unless I pin you down on the table, sellotape your legs and butt to that table, she's not going to do it. And it's not until later on that somebody go, oh, I wish I had done that. I wish I had. Or like I say, I've got a couple of clients that have come to me since that were doing my case studies for me and now come to go, I wish I did it back then, Steph. I still got the report. Can I implement that? I'm like, no, different energy. Don't bother putting that one in. If you want it, here's where we're going now, sort of thing, and get it going. Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, it's like my husband hates it if I have one of them days, if I have like a bit of an off day when you're just like, oh, I need to shift the energy of the house. I need to go and declutter this. Company's like, seriously, Steph, we're going to have nothing left in the house. I went, you'll be surprised how much has built up since we last did it. It's not an end goal. It's always going to be a journey. And I say that to all my clients. Come next February, you'll not be exactly where you want to be. Next February, we'll have to do some changes. But every so often, we're doing changes and developing because everything changes as we're going. Go and find your areas of your home. like say, you can find the map on Google, search for a classical Bagua map, and it'll exactly where it is. And if anybody is really inspired, feel free to come into my free Facebook group, where there's an absolute wealth of information in there. Energy calls, monthly calls, this year's energy call in there, your Chinese zodiac sign, which again has a different energy imprint into that. Just come out and learn about it, because it's such a fascinating subject that even if you don't use myself and you do Google it, go and learn about it, because there's such a wealth of information out there, and it's so fascinating when you start delving into it and you can start making them connections, go, oh, that's why that's happening, or sort of thing. Or like I say, follow my Instagram. I've got loads of little videos on decluttering as well, so if you're not interested in the energy work but just want to get yourself a bit more organised in life, that's where you can just go out and seek it. Go and watch Stacey Solomon, then come to me and get the proper work done. Thank you very much for having me. No, it's amazing where it could lead you to. Thank you very much for having me, Leah.
Are you ready to become a wealth warrior in 2024? If so, come and follow me on Instagram at I am Leah Crowfoot, where you can find out more about how you can become a wealth warrior through your own money mindset transformation.